we got these programs into schools, do you really believe that these teenagers who sometimes deal with stress or are emotionally driven because of hormones, whatever, can actually learn these mindfulness practices, and that if they do it, will it help them?
I do. I think some people feel like, oh, you can teach this stuff to like little kids, or oh, you can teach this stuff to like adults, but like teenagers are just gonna like roll their eyes at you. But I can tell you, like I've gone into so many schools, and I work also as a therapist individually, where I've taught teenagers these skills. People like Jessica Mori, who I think you're interviewing, can tell you that other teenagers are so excited about learning this stuff, and will do it, and even one of the things about mindfulness that's cool is like no one has to know that you're doing it. So like I know I'll go into classes sometimes and some of the kids are like sitting there like this, but like then I can kind of tell that they're actually focused on their breath a little bit. Or I'll hear from kids like years after I've worked with them and they're like, I know you taught me that, like focus on your feet or listen to sounds, and it seemed like I wasn't paying attention, but I actually use that still. And no one has to know whether you're doing that or whether you're focused on your breath or something like that while you're in class, or when you walk into the cafeteria, or while you're, like walking to the party or prom or whatever. Like, I think that's the sign. And also that, you can use these in different ways. Like if you're feeling anxious about a test, right, that, the teacher's handing out the exams, that's that chance to like focus on your breath and calm yourself down. If you're someone that gets really stressed out about tests, between 4 and 6 breaths in a minute, and that's what like turns on your brain, your prefrontal cortex, to help you focus and shut off the alarm system. Like, so like doing that, no one has to necessarily know that. Or maybe it's before, when you're getting ready for, soccer practice, you're in the locker room, like just mindfully putting your socks on, right? No one has to know necessarily that you're doing that. So we can bring it into so many different things. And I've seen so many people practice this, even the ones who like act like they're not.
Yeah, and you just give some examples of what mindfulness is, but what have you taught in schools? Can you just share with the audience, which are teenagers or just people watching at home in schools, what are your favorite personal practices, and what are your favorite practices that you teach to others? Because
if you've got a teacher that teaches you mindfulness in school or something like that, like my hope is that they give you 10, 15 different practices so that you can walk away with just one of them that feels like it kind of like works for you or it resonates for you. So one thing I love doing is listening to music mindfully. I know so many kids and adults love listening to music, but just like pick out your favorite song. This is what I do sometimes. Pick out my favorite song, just like put on my earbuds, put on my noise canceling headphones, close my eyes, and just listen to that song and notice how my body feels when I'm listening to it. Or listen to my favorite song and just see if I can follow like one instrument. Like, can I listen to my favorite song and just listen to like the drum beat or just to the piano sample? And if my mind wanders to the vocals or something else, just try to bring it back to that piano sample or something. That's like 4 or 5 minutes of real focus. Listen to your favorite song and notice like every memory that comes up, every emotion that comes up as it's coming up. Like that's just as good as focusing on your breath. You're still activating your prefrontal cortex and, shutting down your amygdala and all of that, and really working out your brain. It's just maybe a little more fun sometimes than just focused on your breath. So that's one that I really love. Listening, like when I can't focus sometimes, like listening to sounds, like just start with the farthest away sound I can hear. For me right now, that's like outside, I can hear a plane going by, and then coming a little bit closer. What can I hear? Maybe a little bit closer outside, I hear some traffic. Closer still, inside the room, I can hear like the heating system rushing past my ears. And I've kind of like zoomed my attention in so that now I feel actually just a little bit more focused on you, or on what the teacher's saying, or on what my friend is saying, or on the game I'm about to play, or on the performance I'm about to give, or whatever it might be. Like, that's just another way of really kind of gathering our attention and focus to really help us sort of in that moment. That can be 10 minutes of doing that, or it can be like 1 minute of doing that. But these are some of my favorites. It doesn't just, I had this kid tell me once, deep breathing is played out. There are ways of practicing mindfulness besides things. So, I think that's where sounds, or that's where movement, or feeling your feet on the ground, or these other practices like that aren't just focusing on your breath or slowing your breath down. And I recommend those too, but they're not for everybody, right? But I also work on, 7-11 breath, like breathe in counting to 7 and back out counting to 11. Like that's a really good way to calm your nervous system down, get your brain activated. Again, get the prefrontal cortex on, get the amygdala, the alarm system off. I heard someone say like your breathing is like a remote control for your brain. You can open it up or you can kind of shut it down. So again, slowing it down can really help us focus, feel calmer in a challenging moment, so we can see clearly about what we might want to do next. So those are a few of my kind of favorites.